engines! It's time for the Scotty Kilmer channel! Now, you might look at this car behind me and think, wow, that's a pretty nice car, Scotty. But it's got one big problem, and I'm going to tell you what it is. You see, back here tucked away in the engine bay, Subaru decided to use a turbocharger. Now, a turbo is basically a couple fans, and one gets spun by your exhaust, and the other one is supposed to push air into your engine. But, if you ask me, the way I see it, as well as I can see, Subaru is full of hot air. Recently, lots of car manufacturers have been using turbos to try to get more power and fuel economy, but it's just not possible to do both things at once. Actually, in Japan, you could even get these older Imprezas with a turbo, but they didn't bring them to America because they were too unreliable. Matter of fact, in Japan, these cars were catching fire and blowing up all over the place. I know because I heard it happen at least once, so I'm lucky I'm not sitting in a death trap. You know who decided not to use a turbo in their infinite wisdom? Toyota, when they made the 1985 Toyota MR2. No turbo, and this car is super reliable. This one just happens to have a blown engine. They made a supercharged version, but that's totally different and way more reliable. Toyota also didn't use a turbocharger when they made the 1994 Toyota Celica. I love that car so much. They don't make them like they used to. Now you see, the key problem with turbochargers is they just make too much heat. I'm sweating just sitting in this car, and it's not even turned on. If your car has a turbo, you're gonna have big problems. Like this WRX, the transmission ended up in the trunk. Listen, I'm just gonna have a heart-to-heart with you. I'm speaking from years and years and decades and maybe even a century of experience when I say if your car has a turbo, your transmission's gonna go pop and end up somewhere that you don't want it. Let me guess, you want more proof because one anecdote and me just saying I told you so isn't enough. Well, a customer who's kind of a loser named 802 Garage gave me this 1997 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX, and guess what? Well, would you look at this? This car's got a turbo right there. It's even a small one, but bam, the transmission's missing. 802 Garage told me he doesn't know what happened to it. None of his subscribers have seen it in months. And yeah, I called the owner of this car a loser, because I don't care if I offend my customers. He fell for an auto industry trick, and if you own a turbo car, you're an idiot. Another big problem with turbo cars that the manufacturers don't want you to know, they rust like crazy. Would you just look at this? Now, I know what you're thinking. Scotty, how can a turbocharger cause rust? Well, let's go back to Mr. Subaru over here. Just look at the rocker panels on this WRX. I mean, they're almost completely eaten away by rust thanks to that turbo. And you can tell it was a Subaru owner because they tried to use cardboard to fix them. I mean, come on, that's like something Chris Fix would recommend. Still don't believe me, huh? Well, that was Subaru and Mitsubishi, and they at least kind of know what they're doing. But this is a Nissan. What a pile of junk. It's even supposed to be a special edition, which basically puts it on par with the worst Toyota ever made. Wow, would you looky here? Surprise, surprise, this car is rusting away, and Nissan even tried to hide it from you in the door jamb. That's why Nissan is a crap company that almost went bankrupt. They've never made a good product, I promise. And would you believe it? This badge isn't even real. This car doesn't have a turbo. Nissan's bad enough that if you just slap a turbo badge on it, it'll still rust out. And that's just how bad turbos are, ladies and gentlemen. And if you got a hood scoop like this in a turbo, say goodbye to small children walking down the sidewalk. I remember once I was walking down the sidewalk with my grandfather and my little nephew Carlos. A 1927 Duesenberg went by with the first factory turbo, and Carlos got sucked right into the hood scoop. It was a tragic day. And that's really it, folks. Listen to Uncle Scotty. If you buy a turbo car, you're stupid. They're too hot, and they'll make your car rust out, and your transmission will go poof. If you get one, you're sick in the head. Now, my mom was a smart lady, and she always told me, a turbo's only good for one thing, cooking an egg. So while you can't use a Celica to cook an egg, your car also won't blow up. Celica. So if you don't want your friends to die in a fire, take my advice. Don't let them buy a car with a turbo. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment down below, and I'll get back to you, because I know pretty much everything about cars. You just ask me, I have the right answer, I promise. Tons and tons of experience, every make and model, everything. If you don't want to miss any other tips on how to help your friends not blow up like this tank of very volatile gas, remember, ring that bell! I bet you thought I was a goner, but well, old Scotty's kind of like a cockroach. Nothing can kill me, not even a nuclear explosion. If you enjoyed this video, hop on over to my other channel, Rev Match TV, where I made another video just like it. But I think you're probably going to love it. And my nephew Ryan, he loves me so much, he also made a video all about me. His channel's Crimson Studios. I'll put the little cards up in the corner for you to click, and links in the description. You're going to love it. It'll be awesome, I promise. Thank you so much for watching the Scotty Kilmer channel.